Welcome to this episode of Little Cape Babe Knits. This is my camping episode. I've been on the road for a week with my partner and our 3 dogs camping on the eastern side of the Sierras in California. We've had a really great time. I was just going to share with you guys some of my projects that I brought with me. I really only worked on 2, but I did bring 3. And then it's also going to be my camping video. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the spots that we have been and show you some videos and some footage of that. And I look forward to sharing this all with you. Thanks for being here. Episode I said I was going to bring 2 projects with me for knitting, and I did. I brought 2 projects, but I only worked on 1, and that is my feel-good shawl. It's just brioche, very addicting. Let me grab it. Everything's on the ground below me because we're here on this dirt road with the Sierras behind us. We're taking a dirt road into Mammoth. So this is my feel-good shawl. I had a really hard time figuring out my color placement on this. I didn't know if I wanted to be pink or yellow, but what I'm hoping is that the brioche with the yellow and the pink is going to kind of make it like a little orangey maybe. We'll see. And so I'm hoping to maybe get the next band of color on this for the way home, because we're actually on the way home right now, but you're going to be seeing this first thing as I go over the whole trip with you guys. So I am using the Wandering Flock. I did pick this all out online. I'm not quite so sure about my colors, but I'm just gonna go with it and see what happens. I love yellow and pink together, and the next colors are kind of bright greens. I'm gonna throw a mohair in there and then some mauves and purples. So I'm really excited to finish those. Let me show you the rest of the colors. Hello. I've got these 2 yellows and yellow and pink. And then I've got this pretty purple, this pretty pink, and this green. And I got this really pretty mohair that I'm going to mix in with one of the lighter like lavender colors. It's gonna be really pretty. I'm really excited. I'm having a really fun time knitting on this. Like I said, I like, to bring with me camping projects that are easy, that keep me engaged, that I can work on. So I think that brioche is the perfect opportunity to do that. And then I've got my fun knitting bag. I bought these sheets, and they sent all the sheets in these cases, and they're perfect for my knitting project. So that's what I have this in. And then my other project I never worked on. I got this siren yarn all wound up and have the pattern ready to go, but this is mainly what I've been working on for knitting, and it's been really fun. I love sitting in the car working on it. The other thing I was working on was just my paper piecing. I have my special little tub, and I did about 10 of my little flowers, which was really great because I was able to bring these hiking with me. So I just have them in my little bag, and it's really portable, it's really light. And so I brought these around with me everywhere. I worked on them at night at the campground. So I'm almost done with them. I'm hoping that I can get started on this quilt in the next couple weeks. which I'm really excited about because I've got some more quilting fabric coming in the mail. So yeah, that's been really fun. I got my little tackle box. And that's pretty much what I've been working on. And we've been exploring a lot. That's been really fun. We came over to the Eastern Sierras from the Sonora Pass, and we camped up there the first night, and it was very wet and moist and a little drizzly and cold. So we stayed there the first night at a place called Clark's Fork, where I guess I was going camping when I was a baby. But I've been going up to that side of the Sierras my whole life with my family and my dad. My dad would take me on fishing trips up there a lot, and I'd ride around on the back of his motorcycle. And so I've got a lot of really good memories of that side of the Sierras. Park. It's really cool. It's a really old ghost town that has a lot of buildings still standing from the gold rush. My partner and I came over and we stayed at this little area known as June Lake. So we stayed at the June Lakes, and we were staying at a campground there, not on the water, but near the water. And that was really beautiful. We spent some time swimming. We did a hike up to Parker Lake. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some video footage from Parker Lake right now. Enjoy. Just hiked up to this Parker Lake up in the Ansel Adams Wilderness on the Eastern Sierras, and I'm just sitting here working on my paper piecing. Perfect portable project in my little bag, and Joe's just over there fishing, so let me go ahead and show you the view. really beautiful up there. My partner caught some fish. The dogs did great. It's kind of like a little entrance hike into being on this side of the Sierras. We live at sea level, so, you know, our elevation is not very high. So June Lake's, you know, it's a couple thousand feet up there. So the hiking is a little difficult, and it got progressively harder because I picked us out some crazy hikes. But after we stayed at June Lake, we came down and we did this little loop called Owens River Road down along through this big valley, and there was hot springs and a geological site, and that was really beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys peek some of the footage from the Owens River Road. Camp spot on the trip was up at this Big Pine Creek. There was a hike that I found up there on the internet, and it's this 3-lake hike, 3 lakes you can hike up to, and I wanted to make it to the 3rd lake, and this hike was so hard. It was at 11,000 feet elevation. It was 6 miles in, 6 miles back. I didn't think I was gonna make it. I could barely breathe up there. 11,000 feet was really high. I felt like my body could do it, but I could not breathe. I was leaning over trying to breathe the whole time. It was really hard for me. My partner, on the other hand, he said he barely broke a sweat. So maybe I'm a little out of shape. I don't know. I'm not gonna blame that. I'm blaming the elevation, but it was an absolutely gorgeous hike up into the Eastern Sierra, into the John Muir Wilderness. Gorgeous. Tons of people were going up there to backpack. I did not make it to the 3rd lake. I made it to the 2nd lake. I barely thought I was going to make it to the 1st lake, but I did, and I'm really proud of myself. And the dogs did. And the dogs did so good. And so I'm going to show you a little bit of footage from up at the lakes, the glacier lakes. Campsite was amazing. There was tons of older campers there, these people that do tons of backcountry backpacking, hiking. They've got campers, they got all the gear, so it was fun to talk with them. One guy told me that maybe I wasn't ready for that much of a hike in the backcountry, but I told him I was really proud of myself. I made it up there and I made it back, and he said I need to come back next year and come back every year and really get to know the place and do the hike multiple times. So I'm gonna think about that. That was some good advice. And then another guy, he had a cute little casita trailer, and I asked him how he liked it. He said he loved it. I told him I wanted a teardrop, and he said him and his wife, they have a teardrop, and they did like a progression. So they would do camping, and then they got the teardrop, and then they got the casita. And they still like to use the teardrop. They use it in the spring and the fall in Death Valley in places where there's no rain. And then they use the casita in areas where there's rain. They said that's nice to have the camper when it's raining, but that they slowly made the progression to the camper. So it was really nice to talk to people that have, you know, the equipment or like the fun things that you want to use. So that was really awesome to talk to somebody about it. And yeah, so we had a really good time. I love camping. I love hiking. I feel so motivated to like get out there and do more camping now and do more hiking. We have a lot of hiking where we live, so I could do that. So I'm kind of excited to feel rekindled with all of that. And then I guess before we go, I'll tell you about my sweater. Woo! This is the Sumac sweater, and I knit this with some of Verb for keeping warm. I believe the base is now called Pioneer. It was called something else when I bought it, and this is the color Grizzly Bear. And I knit this sweater specifically for camping. I don't know if you can... I've had it for about 4 years now, and I should have made the sleeves a little longer, but I made it for camping. It's great because, well, it's got dog hair. You can probably see the dog hair, but it doesn't show dirt. I can spill things on it. It gets pretty dirty, and then I just wash it at the end of my trip or at the end of the summer. And I love it. So this is the only sweater that I have specifically dedicated to camping. You know, some of my hand knits are so precious, I don't want to bring them camping, but this one, it's nice and it's really warm. I was so hot last night, I had to take it off. I sleep in it and everything. So this yarn has been really great, and I really love this sweater. So anytime I get to pull it out, I know there's a good time on the way, right? The only other thing that I brought knit-wise was my little Harlow hat. And you know, I wish I would have brought a cowl because it gets cold at night and there's mosquitoes and stuff. But I did make a Harlow hat, and I knit this up. Last year I went backpacking with my two best friends, and I knit us all matching hats. Here's our cute little picture. We were up in Oregon. My best friend lives in Oregon, so me and my other best friend flew up there and we did a little backpacking trip. And so yeah, I made us all matching Harlow hats. This is one side. And this is the other side. And of course, it's covered in dog hair. I'll put it on, but I haven't washed my hair in a week. So yeah, keeps me nice and warm. I love this hat. So this is what I have, but it's too bright right now to have this on. So yeah, when I go camping, I always bring a good hat. I have my camping sweater. I should have brought a cowl, silly me. And then I'm toasty and warm, and you know, you can buy all that new wool stuff, like fancy gear, but I like to knit, so I'll just knit myself what I need for camping. So yeah, it's been really fun. And yeah, we're just out here in this beautiful field. I'm loving all the sage grass. It's such a beautiful color, and there's beautiful yellow flowers everywhere. And yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and get back on the road. And thank you for being here and watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Up and over the Tioga Pass through Yosemite. It's gorgeous. There's Half Dome. I hiked that guy one day.